These are the instructions for how to make the Craft and Found kit to make these iCord wire art decorations or ornaments. So we're going to be going through the steps for how to make these. It's really simple. Everything that you need is included in your kit. So the materials that you're going to need are just the lengths of iCord that come in your kit and the pieces of this nice it's about a 12 gauge or 2 millimeter wire, nice and bendable, but sturdy enough that it's not going to lose its shape. You may also in your kit have some little embellishments, and we'll talk about using those at the end to finish off your work. The first thing that you're going to do is just match up your lengths of iCord with your wire. You want to find the ones that are the closest in length to each other and pair those together. So I think this one's going to go here, this one's going to go here. They don't have to be exact, but you do want the cord that is the closest in length to the wire. You're going to take your wire. It should have, the ends should be bent over. Here you can see the ends should be bent so that you're able to put this through without it getting snagged. You're just going to feed the wire into the cord. You just are going to put it right down the center of the cord. iCord is made, it's a knitting technique, and I actually have a little iCord making tool that I use. If it pokes out, you can just push it right back in. But essentially, it's just a hollow tube of yarn that you make. And so I am just going to feed this cord all the way down to the end of the wire and then just stretch the wire all the way to the other end. Tuck the other end in as well. You have your first cord done. If you are making the Christmas tree, you only need one. So if you're ready to make if you've done one, you're ready to make the Christmas tree. If you want to make the wreath or another design, a candy cane, something like that, you're going to want to have two. So I'll go ahead and do the second one here, and then we'll talk about making those shapes. So the wire itself can be bent and rebent, but it does have a certain break point. So you don't want to be bending it, unbending it, bending it, reshaping it over and over and over again. You could do that a few times and it'll stay strong. But if you do that too often, it will develop weak points and it might break. So you want to just keep that in mind. This isn't something that you can use over and over and over again. I did shape these once into a wreath and into a candy cane and a wreath, and then I undid them. So you can use it. You know, you could make a shape, decide you don't like it, undo it, do it again. But you want to do that fairly. You don't want to limit that a little bit so that your wire doesn't get weak. So to make your Christmas tree shape, you're just going to start with one piece. You'll only need one, and you're just going to bend it into any kind of a shape that you want, where you're essentially just making this sort of back and forth squiggly shape with your wire, and you're just making it a little bit longer. You're making the curve a little bit longer each time you go back and forth. And then at the end, you just leave yourself a little bit of a tail, and you just bend that tail up. I can show you. So this was the little tail on my Christmas tree like this, and you just make a little angle there. It helps if you just kind of put your finger in, and then you just take your other end and bend it up, and that can be your little trunk of your tree. You could take your little embellishments that your kit came with, and you can glue them down, use some hot glue. There are some glue dots in your kit. You could use the glue dots to secure your little embellishments down. You could add them all over the little tree if you wanted to make little ornaments. Add something to hang this if you wanted, or it could just be out as a little decoration. So I'll show you shaping. I'm going to do these two to make something like this, like our wreath. You're just going to take these two pieces of wire. I like to wrap them together first. So we're just going to twist them over each other like this, just going all the way down, twisting the wires together first. Again, you can undo this, redo it if you have places that you want more twists or less twists, but you don't want to overstress the wire so that it starts to weaken. But you can go all the way down through. If they are not perfectly lined up at the end, that's okay. If there's some like little floppy without the wire in it, that's okay too. To make your wreath shape, you're just going to bend your ends of your circle up towards each other and then twist these two ends together. What I like to do is pinch them here and then take this whole thing and twist it to get a nice twist at the top. And then you can play around with what you have left for these strings. Maybe you want to make it look like a little bow at the top. Maybe you want to bend two of them down. You could use, if you have a longer one, you could use it to wrap around and make like a little bow shape. You can make any kind of shape you want at the top of your wreath. Then you can just gently press it and shape it. If you want this to be a perfect circle, you could find something round in your house that you have that's about this shape, and you could put it down into the center of it and shape this around it. But we don't try to make things perfect at Craft and Found. If you've ever been to one of our classes or to our shop, you know that we are not aiming for perfection, we're aiming for fun. So this looks like a pretty good wreath shape to me. I'm going to just see which side of it I like better. I think I like this side. The little knot at the top looks cute on this side. And then I could take one of my little decorations I have and add it right on if I wanted another little bow. You could add some bells, anything you want onto this to finish it off. And this is a great project to do with kids. It's easy, it's fun to bend the wires, and it's fun to make any sort of shape that you want. So feel free to get creative with this. You don't have to make a tree or a wreath. You could make a candy cane, you could make a star, you can make any kind of a shape out of these. So enjoy your iCord wire creations, and please feel free to come in the shop at Craft and Found and check out all of our pre-made craft kits for the next time you want to take a little bit of craftiness home with you.